Hello, whistleblowers everywhere. So today's tune breakdown is something a little different. It's a lovely mazurka. Now, mazurkas originated in Poland, but they kind of made their way over to the Irish tradition, and they're a lovely kind of dance tune which is played in 3/4. Now, they're never played too quickly, then they've got a lovely kind of dotted lilt to them. So, even though the sheet music is written in straight eighth notes, they are in fact played more in a dotted style. So I got this tune. It's called Catherine's Mazurka, and I got it from the playing of the piper Jerry O'Sullivan. And it's a cracking mazurka. It's not one which I think is overly familiar, but it's a great tune. So what I'm going to do, as always, I'm going to play it through the basic version, and all I'm going to do is to separate the notes which are the same by using cuts. So here we go, Catherine's Mazurka. So I've set my click to 70 beats a minute, and we're counting this in 3/4. So I'll play it through, as I said, just using cuts to separate the notes which are the same. Now the form is fairly simple. It's two parts, and each part is repeated twice. So it's an A-A-B-B form. So here's my click at 70. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then we just continue and repeat as many times as you wish. Okay, let's break this down and add some ornamentation to what we're doing. So now you've got the basic melody. This is a tune where there's quite a few short rolls. Now with the short rolls in a dotted rhythm, you have to play the short rolls in a slightly different way. So you have to play them with that dotted rhythm. So rather than playing them evenly, you would want to play it slightly unevenly, following that da 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 da. So the first bit. Now if it was straight, it'd be like this. But because it's dotted, so what I'm doing with the short roll, yeah, cut, tap. So I cut immediately on the note, then tap. So I'm cutting with this finger and tapping with the finger underneath. Now if you want, you can cut with the B, or rather the C sharp, like this. Both work absolutely fine, it's up to you. And then the next bit, And again, I'm cutting with this finger. So I'm cutting, tapping, cutting, tapping. And again, if you want, you can cut with this middle finger. Or the top finger. All of them work. Decide which one works best for you, or change it up, use a different one each time if you want. It doesn't really matter, because with the rhythmic ornamentation, you're not hearing the notes. It's different from melodic ornamentation where you are hearing the notes. Here, they're so quick that you don't hear the notes. It's the rhythm you want to hear. So any one of those fingers will work. So let's have a look at the first two measures. Now it does start on what we call an anacrusis. So we count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then we come in on the third beat. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So I'll play it without and then add the short roll. Now with the short rolls. So let's have a look at the next two measures. So I'll put a little trill on that F sharp in the last bar. And a cut. To separate. So the last two measures slowly. So when you're trilling, make sure that your notes are even. Nothing sounds worse than uneven trills. It really doesn't sound great. So try practicing that. So we're going to play that first phrase now. We take a breath. And the same thing with the next. So what I'm doing there is separating the Ds with cuts. If you like, you can tongue them. Try and make sure that that's nice legato. Nice smooth tonguing. You don't want to have those too separated. Okay, let's play the whole of that A part now. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And I went to the second time bar after I played it through twice. So you have the first time bar, you go back and repeat, and then the second time bar leads you on to the B part. So the only other kind of ornament other than the short rolls and the trill on the F sharp is to put, possibly if you'd like, to put a cran on the D. Now I'm going to do a simple cran, which is just middle, index, middle. Now again, different people cran different ways. This is the way which works best for me. So I'm going. Now a cran can't really be done slowly because you have to get the rhythm of your fingers, and it's a rhythmic ornament. So you're drumming your fingers in rhythm to get the cuts necessary to perform the right rhythm for the cran. Now if you want to extend that cran, you can add the additional A cut. Now, crans take ages to get clean and they take a lot of practice, so don't be too concerned about getting the crans straight away. It does take time, and again, it's a piper's ornament, which I've had many years practicing crans, so it does take, as I said, quite a bit of time to get it clean. So dig-a-da-den, dig-a-da-den. So if I play the whole of the first part with the cran. Now again, if you want to use the simple cran, it's just middle, index, middle. Or add the extra A cut at the end, it becomes the extended cran. So you've got 4 notes in the extended cran and 3 in the shorter cran. Yeah, so don't be too concerned about getting it right first time, or even second time, or even 1,000th time, or even 10,000th time. Crans take an awful lot of work. Again, the key to it, repetition, but making sure your rhythm is accurate, and most importantly of all, keep your fingers relaxed, because that makes the difference. So on that first time bar, so I'm going from D, just playing it plain, cutting it, and then cranning it. Again, you don't have to cran it, you can just play it. But I find the D cran is a good ornament to play on that D. There's not much else you can do on the Ds, high D and low D. You can do a triple tongue. So if I triple tongue it, but at that speed, I don't think it sounds that good. So really, I would, if you're going to ornament it, I would put that what I call the short cran. Okay, so that's the A part. Let's play it through with the ornaments we've just gone through at 70. 2, 3, 1, 2. And then on to the B part, which we're going to look at now. Okay, on to the B part. So I'm going to take it up from the pickup 2 notes at the end of the second time bar. So we've got the E and the F sharp, which are leading notes into our B part. So we're going. And then we've got a first time bar again. So we repeat back to the beginning of the third line and then go to the second time bar. So let's have a look at some of those short rolls we can do. So what I'm doing, G, cutting the G, got my short roll, so I'm cutting with this finger and then tapping underneath. Then I'm going to cut the high A. Again, I'm going to cram the D. So let's have a look at those two bars, starting with the pickup in the second time bar. So again, either just a simple cram middle, index middle, or you can add the A cut. Or you can just play it plain. So let's have a look again. Again on the D at the end of that third line, you can cram that, or you can just play it plain. So let's have a look at some cuts we can add. So the first G, cutting the A. I'm going to cut the G in the third bar, and I'm going to cut the A, cutting the F sharp. Now if you want, you can put that little trill on there, which sounds nice. And again, making sure the trill is nice and even. Yeah, up and down, up and down. So let's play that. So leading on to the next line. So quite a few cuts there. G, cut the E, cut the A. And again. So let's go from the last two quavers on the end of the third line. And again. And then the next bar, again we can cram the D or just play it plain. And again separating the two Ds by cuts. So the last part. So let's do the end of that last line. So I'm going to go from the last two notes on the end of the third line all the way to the end of the first time bar. Right, so click set to 70. Let's have a go at playing the whole of the B part. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And so there I went to the second time bar, and that leads into the repeat of the A part. If you want to finish it off, you could just end it on. Just end it on that D, just hold the long note. So there we have it. That's our whole tune with the ornaments, the crowns, and the short rolls and the cuts. So I'm going to play it all the way through, again at 70 with the repeats. Then I'm going to throw in a few little variations that I like to do on this. Now I'm not going to do too many, as this tune doesn't really call for a lot of variation, but there's a few little things which you can do, which I think sound quite nice. So here we go at 70, Catherine's Mazurka, AABB with the ornamentation. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, a few little variations. So if we have a look on the third bar of the first line, we've got this. And so what I'm going to do is just put a little triplet in there. So I'm going, and then turning the G at the end into a long roll. So have a listen how it sounds. Okay, second line. Now you can add that again, or you can do something slightly different. Or you could just go. Or you could go. And put two short rolls. So. Or. Just have a little experiment, try different things out. There's just a couple of ideas for you to try. There's lots of things you can do in terms of adding little triplets here, there, or wherever you feel it's appropriate. But again, I would err on the side of less is more, certainly with this tune, because it's so lovely. You don't want to clutter it up with triplets and whatever, rolls, crowns, cuts everywhere. You know, it sounds beautiful just played exactly as it is. So the way you dress it up and add the ornamentation is pretty much at your discretion. Same with the variation, but again, yeah, less is more in this case. You don't want to get too complex. So let me play it through with a few little variations. could just drag that last note. And sometimes it's nice to put a long note in, a drag and a slide and a little vibrato. It just breaks the tune up a bit. So you could go. Okay, let's have a look at the B part. So instead of a short roll, you could put a cran on the E. So same thing, middle, index, middle. And again, if you want to add the A cut to extend it. Now, if you want, you can add a little triplet there. So there, you can add a few little triplets as you feel it. So what I'm doing, yeah, have a little play around with some of those triplets. Again, maybe not on all of them, but on a few of them, and certainly on this last line, there's a few nice triplets which you can do. So you can go. Which is a nice kind of alteration slightly. We're still keeping the same basic rhythm going, but what I'm doing, so really slowly. So let me play you that. First time I'll play as written, second time I'll put the triplets in. Just an idea. Again, the variation is really up to your taste and how you hear it. It sounds quite nice, and certainly it's adding a little bit of variety. You can play it straight all the way through, and it doesn't really matter, but I think just to add maybe some variation to it, even if it's just playing for yourself, it makes it a little bit more interesting. Okay, so I'm going to set my click to 70 and I'm going to play it first time round as written, second time around with some variations. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. today I'll play it the way I play it all the way through. Probably a little bit faster than what we've done at 70, but this is my version of Catherine's Mazurka. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1. So there you have it, Catherine's Mazurka. So as always, if you found this tune breakdown useful and any of my other tutorials helpful, then it would be wonderful if you could subscribe to my Whistleblowers YouTube channel. I've got lots of new content in the pipeline. I've got some technique tutorials that are going to be coming up very shortly, and I've also got a few other tune breakdowns. Probably going to be doing another couple of whistle reviews in the near future, so stay tuned, folks. That's it from me, folks. Thanks very much for watching, and you all take care. Bye for now.